It's just a little past 8 o'clock, and it's time for the pastor's chat. Father Rob Arsenault here at Annunciation of the Lord Parish. Happy Easter. Christ is risen. Truly, he is risen. So this is a traditional greeting that we use. I first learned something similar to it at Madonna House when I was there, when I was just a seminarian. When you met somebody for the first time after Easter, you'd always greet them and go, Christ is risen. Truly, he is risen. And there's a few variations. Christ is risen. Truly he is risen, just as he said he would. There's all kinds of lines on it. But it's, again, this notion of you spend 40 days thinking about life and about mortality and sin. And when we pass over into Easter time and the resurrection and the new beginning of life, that should really be something that defines us. That's very much the core of who we are and what we have to. So as I say to all of you, Christ is risen. Truly he is risen, just as he said he would. So it's all good. We're having a little bit of trouble with our internet now, so I think it just skipped out and skipped back in. So again, this is Father Rob Arsenault, Annunciation of the Lord Parish. We're just in the octave here of Easter. No, octave of Easter. This is the week following Easter. Easter, like Christmas, is such a big celebration in the church that doesn't fit into a single day. So you can't have it just in one day. So we spread it out over an entire week. So liturgically, technically, it's still Easter Sunday morning. So all the masses this week would have a Gloria said added. All the masses are, white, full vestments. They all have all the extra trimmings, and this is they do this at the seminary sometimes. Is this Friday they'll serve steak dinner? Okay, that's counterintuitive, right? So generally you refrain from eating meat on Fridays or some form of fasting, but this Friday isn't Friday. It's actually Easter Sunday, and it's just a celebration. It's just to make the point that this is a particular and special celebration that we're having as we move through the Easter season, and then we'll continue on then to Pentecost, and that'll be kind of in May. Again, remember the balance. There's 40 days of Lent. There's also 40 days of Easter that we celebrate as we kind of move into the true summertime. Now, tomorrow, it's going to feel like summer. It's just it's kind of nice how those two correspond. That we had just a beautiful, beautiful day today. It's been really ever since Easter. It's been glorious. We had the ice storm last week, but it's been pretty nice ever since. I think we may even set a record tomorrow. It's like 28 degrees here, possibly. So most of the snow that was almost a foot and a half of it last week or 2 weeks ago is gone. Like, it's incredible. Even the huge snowbanks we had in our parking lot are all but melted. So it's just astounding. I see the trees are the blush on. They're going to have the leaves out pretty soon here. So good news. Back to more like, just going for a walk the other day, actually this morning, and no gloves, no toque. I throw a jacket on for just to keep the wind off, but just a nicer, easier time. So not a lot of agenda here tonight. The only thing I wanted to share with you was just a little bit about Easter itself. I thought I was just very, very pleased. It was the numbers of people we had at all of our services. Like, I think from the Chrism Mass on, like the Chrism Mass was pretty full, and the cathedral. That went quite well. That was last Tuesday, and then from there we had Holy Thursday night. It's a good crowd for the washing of the feet. Both of our Good Friday services were quite full, and even the vigil, which is it's a longer mass, and it's a huge celebration. It's beautiful, 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 but it's for the hardcore, because it's extra readings and candles and the Exalted, and we received someone into the church. Anne, God bless her. Keep praying for Anne. So it can be a little bit long, but it's such a beautiful liturgy. It's just so glorious. So that went really well. And then our Easter Sunday masses were pretty full too. So you put it all together, and again, not that the crowds are everything and all things, but it just had that feeling like we were kind of maybe past the worst of COVID. It's been 3-4 years since we've been able to just be who we are, and it's not some kind of restriction, or not coming out of a set of restrictions. And some of those crowds, I think, were even bigger than I remember back before COVID. So that's just good news. It's just good news. Partly for, I think, just the movement of the Spirit in our parish, but also in part just to finally be on the back side of that, and excuse me, for some degree, kind of be a little bit more masters of our own destiny. That we're free now to be who we're called to be, to worship as we choose, and just to put out that clear gospel message, and people want to come to that. Good news. Good news. So, my friends, wherever you may be and whatever may be going on. So, Angelina, good to have you, and Jeff, again, always good to chime in from BC. So, good news. If you have like questions you want to throw up, I know there's only a couple of you watching online live right now, but I think generally, if you see this at another time, we're continuing to do the pastors' chats, continuing to come, together and to talk about the things that need to be talked about and to do the things we need to do. But always with that focus in mind that truly our King has risen. He is where he needs to be. He's at the throne. So may the good Lord continue to watch over, guide, and protect you. May the saints and angels intercede for you, and our Blessed Mother wrap you completely and totally in the mantle of her love. Go in the peace. Alleluia, alleluia. Thanks be to God. Alleluia, alleluia.